I'm just putting broadcast on because this girl is going to the page, doesn't know where to go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Hey Ram, she's on my page. Uh, I'll send them a link now. Murkha Ami. Hare Krishna. When new person comes, no, it takes so much time to teach them. They should come some other time and learn. है ना? We lose our time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam.
Once
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Nam Nam Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Nam Nam Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Okay, Mataji. Anyway, let me start. Yeah. Okay. Where we were previously?
Babaji, Shloka 23rd, chapter 9.
Shloka 23rd, chapter 9. Uh-huh. Calibri, I guess. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Uh, Canto 1. Chapter 9. How the japa going? We are able to chant 16, Mataji?
Babaji 8.
Now you are the king of your life. You can aram se do.
Babaji, Patani, yes, it is my fault, but time management has become such an issue. I'm always keep like being like
True.
that.
With the children, it is always tough. Working woman with children, life is tough, but try. It is nice because then the spiritual life gets a foundation. No, 16 rounds means you yourself feel so happy about it. Otherwise, you feel as if eat your half the meal. You're not fully satisfied.
Yes,
You know.
Babaji.
Mm.
I'm thinking that I will join 5:30 Japa plan.
Oh,
In
daily
that
that's going on daily.
association, na?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. I
5?
5 o'clock
If,
morning. You can join anytime. We keep chanting.
acha,
It's for the
other
hostel boys because they don't get up. So I made a webcam there. I put a laptop, so they have to get up. And then sometimes they're a bit late. Sundays they make it holiday. Then they get banged after some time.
Maybe that association is today also. I slept very
Yeah,
good
so
last
maybe
night.
that will help you in the beginning. It will help.
That will help.
Once you pick up, then you that get into that thing.
Yes,
It's
Prabhuji.
good also. It's good also. Chalo. Okay, now I share.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I think this girl is. We have a viewer. You can see below. Can you see? Viewer is there, but she is not able to come in. Doesn't matter. Okay. Kusuma Mataji, you can always. I don't know. No, you can always put a questions or something. I don't know whether you can see that. She's learning, but I think next time she will know how to come inside. Chalo. This is the shloka.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Oh, she has gone away. Oh, this one. Oh. Bhaktya Vesha Mano Yasmin Vacha Yan Nama. Okay. You get the personality Godhead of the Bhakti Avesha Mano Yasmin Vacha Yan Nama Kirtayan Tajan Kalevaram Yogi Muchyate Kama Karma Vihi. The personality Godhead who appeared in the mind of the devotee, who appears in the mind of the devotee by attentive devotion, meditation, and by chanting of the holy name. He releases the devotee from the bondage of fruitive activities at the time of his quitting the material body.
Yoga means concentration of the mind detached from all other subject matter, and actually, such concentration is samadhi or cent person engagement in the service of the Lord. And one who concentrates his attention in that manner is called a yogi. Such a yoga devotee of the Lord engage himself 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord, so that his whole attention is engrossed with the thoughts of the Lord in mindful devotional service, namely hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, praying, becoming voluntary servant, carrying out orders, establishing a friendly relationship, or offering all that one may possess in the service of the Lord. By such practice of yoga or linking up in the service of Lord, one is recognized by the Lord Himself, as it is explained in Bhagavad Gita concerning the highest perfectional stage of samadhi. The Lord calls such a rare devotee the best among all the yogis. Such a perfect yogi is able by divine grace of the Lord to concentrate his mind upon the Lord with perfect sense of consciousness, and thus by chanting his holy name before quitting the body, the yogi is at once transferred by the internal energy of the Lord to one of the eternal planets where there is no question of material life and its concomitant factors. In material existence, a living being has to endure the material conditions of threefold miseries, life after life, according to his fruitive work. Such material life is produced by material desires only. Devotional service to the Lord does not kill the natural desire of the living being, but they are applied in the right cause of devotional service. This qualifies the desire to be transformed to the spiritual sky. Journal Vishnu is referring to a particular type of yoga called Bhakti Yoga, and he was fortunate enough to have the Lord directly in his presence before he quitted his material body. He therefore desired that the Lord stayed before his view in the following verses.
This is referring to the particular of Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashatrishtarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here Prabhupada is saying about this is the shloka has a very beautiful term. So it appears in the mind of the devotee by attentive devotion. It's like Krishna is always ready to reveal, but it depends upon how much we are sincere, how much we have a desire. He's more eager than we are eager to see him. So therefore, this is coming here. Prabhupada says that it's not that we have to nullify our desires, but the desires have to change. That's all. It's not that we sit down now, no desires, no desires, no desires. But we preoccupy ourselves with the desire to serve Krishna. Okay. And people think yogi means, who goes in the forest and sits. Prabhupada says this is a yogi. When you concentrate your attention in this manner, when you engage in the service to Krishna, you are focused there, that is a yogi. The Prabhupada says in Gita many times, somebody who is chanting Hare Krishna very attentively is the greatest yogi. Right? So sometimes we should not think, okay, yogis look somewhere more attractive, they are real yogis. No, this is real yoga. If you can sit down Attentively chant Hare Krishna, that's real yoga. Okay? And by chanting, releases the devotee from the bondage to fruitive activity. So by practicing this yoga, what is practicing the yoga? Attending, being attended. And in the beginning stages, you cannot focus on the Lord's pastime, Lord's form. It's not possible. But we can focus on the Lord's holy name. Okay? So that way we can advance. Okay. May the Lord, who is four-handed, whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun is smiling, kindly await me at the moment when I quit this material body.
Bhishma Deva knew well that Lord Krishna is the original Narayana. His worshipable deity was four-handed Narayana, but he knew that four-handed Narayana is a plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. Indirectly, he desired Lord Krishna to manifest himself in the four-handed feature of Narayana. A Vaishnava, a Vaishnava is always humble in his behavior. Although it was 100% certain that Bhishma Deva was approaching Vaikuntha Dhama,
Yes, it has come.
after leaving his material body, still as a humble Vaishnava, he desired to see the beautiful face of the Lord. For after quitting the present body, he might not be in a position to see the Lord anymore. Vaishnava is not puffed up, although the Lord guarantees his pure devotee entrance into his abode. Here Vishnu Deva says, as long as I do not quit this body, this means that the great journal would quit his body by his own will. He was not being forced by the laws of nature. He was so powerful that he could stay in his body as long as he desired. He got this benediction from his father. He desired that the Lord stay before him in his four-handed Narayana feature so that he might concentrate upon him, and thus be entranced in that meditation. Then his mind might be sanctified by thinking of the Lord. Thus he did not mind wherever he might go. A pure devotee is never very anxious to go back to the kingdom of God. He entirely depends on the goodwill of the God. He is equally satisfied even if the Lord desire him to go to hell. The only desire that a pure devotee entertains is that he may always be in a rapt attention, the thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord, regardless. Vishnudeva wanted this much only, that is his mind be absorbed in thinking of the Lord, and that he pass away thus. That is the highest ambition of a pure devotee.
So sweet purport. The highest ambition is to reach this kind of consciousness, pure consciousness. And Prabhupada is saying first thing. There are many things here. Number one, before I go to the details of the shloka, you see the people had the power to benedict, correct? His father was also powerful. You know that, no? He helped his father. Father wanted to get married to a girl, and Satyavati, and father was of Satyavati was not agreeing, and then he took so many pledges. Therefore, it's called Bhishma. And his father blessed him, my dear son, you're so kind to me. You've taken so much sacrifice for me whole life. You'll remain bachelor. So many things. I bless you that you will have Ichha Mrityu. So powerful blessing he gave. Now today, how many people have the power, to bless or curse? Actually, nothing. Whole Mahabharata, you see, Karna could not fight at the right moment because of one curse by Parashuram. This person could not do this because this happened. One more curse he had. His chariot will get stuck. So many people you see all curse blessing. Bhima became very difficult to kill Duryodhana because he had a blessing of Gandhari at the end. Correct? People had the power, to curse, bless. Even Parikshit Maharaj had to die within 7 days because a small Brahmana boy cursed. Correct? People had so much power because they were tapas. Then there is tapasya, and then you get this power. People in Kali Yuga, what tapasya? They are less than animals. So what curse and blessing? It has no meaning. Take about it. First thing we can see in this shloka is this. Interesting, no? That blessing of ordinary. His father. Another thing, the Kshatriyas were nice, wonderful. They had tapasya within them. Therefore, they could bless. The four-handed was beautiful, decorated face. Now he's requesting the Lord, please, because his deity, he's a Narayana worshipper. My Lord, four-handed form. He wants to see. He's attached to Krishna's four-handed form, particularly. Okay. The worship deity was 400 Narayana, but in the is a plenty expansion of Krishna. He requested Krishna to show him the 400 feature. And Prabhupada says something even more sweeter here. So Vaishnava is very humble. Why? All that a certain person certain he's going to Vaikuntha Dhama, still is saying, please stay here because maybe after I quit the body, I may not be in a position to see you anymore. I'm having this fortune today. Atma is eternal, but maybe I do not know whether I get chance to serve. At least I can see you till the moment I leave the body. The Prabhupada said, this is so nice. He's never puffed up. Although, Lord is personally coming, it's, but devotee is never feeling I'm special. And Prabhupada says that devotee is not anxious to go to the kingdom of the Lord. It depends on the goodwill of the Lord. If they quickly satisfied, the Lord desires him to go to hell. Only desire the pure devotee entertains is that he may be always enwrapped in thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord regardless. Bhishma Deva wanted this much only, that his mind be absorbed in thinking of the Lord and he pass away. That is the highest ambition of a pure devotee. One time Prabhupada says Bhishma was so great, because he wanted to see Krishna at the end of his life. It's very nice. Suta Goswami said, Maharaj Yudhishthira, after hearing Bhishma speak in that appealing tone, asked him in the presence of all the great rishis about the essential principle of various religious duties.
Vishnu Deva, speaking in that appealing tone, convinced Maharaj Yudhishthira that he was very soon passing away, and Maharaj Yudhishthira was inspired by Lord Shri Krishna to ask him of the principles of religion. Lord Shri Krishna inspired Maharaj Yudhishthira to ask Vishnu Deva in the presence of many great sages, indicating thereby that the Lord devotee like Vishnu Deva, though apparently living as a worldly man, is far superior to many great sages, even Vyasdev. Another point is that Bhishma Deva at that time was not only lying on the deathbed of arrows, but was greatly grieved because of that state. One should not have asked him any question at that time, but Lord Sri Krishna wanted to prove that his pure devotee are always sound in body and mind by dint of spiritual
Enlightenment.
would you move on? Please move on.
It will come, it will come.
Enlightenment, and thus in any circumstances a devotee of the Lord is in perfect order to speak of the right way of life. Yudhishthira also preferred to solve his problematic questions by asking Bhishma Deva rather than ask anyone else present who was who was seemingly more learned than Bhishma Deva. This is all due to arrangement of the great weed carrier Lord Shri Krishna, who established the glories of his devotee. The father likes to see the son become more famous than himself. The Lord declares very emphatically that worship of his devotee is more valuable than worship of the Lord himself.
Yeah, this is a very nice point, very sweet. And that Krishna could have personally solved the Bhishma's problem. Correct? Sorry, Yudhishthira's problem. He could have. And in fact, he did instruct, but Yudhishthira was not convinced by Krishna's arrangement. Krishna could convince Arjuna before the battlefield, so he could have easily convinced Yudhishthira also. Now he is the convincer of the whole world. But no, somehow he doesn't allow Yudhishthira to be convinced within his heart. And then there are so many people there, very learned people. They could have convinced Yudhishthira. But Krishna wanted to show everybody, see, this Bhishma may be a Kshatriya, maybe an ordinary man in your estimation, but is highly exalted. Krishna wanted to glorify Bhishma. Watch. And Prabhupada says it's not the right time to ask him questions, Somebody is on deathbed, on top of it, so severely injured. Okay. He was not lying on the, okay, at that time, not only was lying on the depth of the arrows, but they greatly agree because of this condition he was in. This is not the time to ask philosophical questions, correct? Somebody is lying with all injuries, imagine, and you're saying, and I want some philosophy. Is it the time to ask me, But no, Bhishma is always ready. So one should not have asked him question. And Lord Krishna wanted to prove that his pure devotees are always sound in body and mind, but into spiritual enlightenment. In any circumstance, they are in a perfect order to speak in the right way. Even Srila Prabhupada also, towards part leaving the world, he was also in a great pain, physical pain, but he was constantly, very peacefully instructing his disciples. At Maharaj Yudhishthira's inquiry, Bhishma first defined the classification of castes and orders of life in terms of individuals' qualification, then is systematically into four divisions describe counteraction by detachment, interaction by attachment.
The conception of four castes and four orders of life, as planned by the Lord Himself, is to accelerate transcendental qualities of an individual person so that he may gradually realize his spiritual identity and thus act accordingly to get free from material bondage or conditioned life. In almost all the Puranas, the subject matter is described in the same spirit, and so also in the Mahabharata, it is more elaborately described by Vishnu Deva in the Shanti Parv, beginning from the 16th chapter. The Varnashram Dharma is prescribed from the civilized human being just to train him to successfully terminate human life. Self realization is distinguished from the life of lower animals, engaged in eating, sleeping, pairing, and mating. Vishnu Deva advised for all human beings being nine qualification not to become angry, not to lie, to equally distribute wealth, to forgive, to beget children only by one's legitimate wife, to be pure in mind and hygienic in body, not to be inimical towards anyone, to be simple, to support servants or subordinate. One cannot be called a civilized person without acquiring the above mentioned preliminary qualities. Besides these, the Brahmanas, the administrative men, the mercantile community, and the laborer class must acquire special qualities in terms of occupational duties mentioned in all the Vedic scriptures. For the intelligent men, controlling the senses is the most essential qualification. And it is the basis of morality. Indulgence, even with legitimate wife, must also be controlled, and thereby family control will automatically follow. An intelligent man abuses his great qualification if he does not follow the Vedic way of life. This means he must seriously make a study of Vedic literature, especially of the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. For learning Vedic knowledge, one must approach a person who is sent person engaged in devotional service. He must not do things which are forbidden in the Shastras. A person cannot be a teacher if he drinks or smokes. In the modern system of education, the teacher's academic qualification is taken into consideration without evaluation of his moral life. Therefore, the result of education is misuse of high intelligence in so many ways. The Kshatriyas, the member of the administrative class, is specially advised to give charity and not to accept charity in any circumstances. Modern administrators raise subscription for some political function but never give charity to the citizens in any state function. It is just the reverse in the injunctions of the Shastras. The administrative class must be well versed in the Shastras but must not taken to be a profession of teachers. The administrator should never pretend to become non-violent and thereby go to hell. When Arjuna wanted to become a non-violent coward on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was severely chastised by Lord Krishna. The Lord degraded Arjuna at that time to the status of an uncivilized man for his avoid acceptance of the cult of non-violence. The administrative class must be personally trained in military education. Cowards should not be elevated to presidential throne by dint of numerical votes only. The monarchs were all chivalrous personalities, and therefore monarchy should be maintained provided the monarch is regularly trained in the occupational duties of the king. In fighting, the king or the president should never return home without being hurt by the enemy. The so-called king of today never visits the war field. He is very much expert in artificially encouraging the fighting strength in the hope of false nation prestige. As soon as the administrative class is turned into a gang of mercantile and liberal men, the whole machinery of government become polluted. The Vaishyas, the member of mercantile communities, are specially advised to protect the cows. Cow protection means increasing the milk production, namely curd and butter. Agriculture and distribution of the foodstuff are the primary duties of a mercantile community, backed by education and Vedic knowledge and trained to give in charity. As the Kshatriya were given charge of the protection of the citizens, the Vaishyas were given the charge of protection of animals. Animals are never meant to be killed. Killing of animal is a symptom of barbarian society. For a human being, agriculture produces fruits and milk are sufficient and compatible foodstuffs. The human society should give more attention to animal protection. The productive energy of the laborer is misused when he is occupied by industrial enterprises. Industry of various types cannot produce the essential needs of man namely rice, wheat, grain, milk, fruits, and vegetable. The production of machines and machine tools increases the artificial living fashion of a class of vested interest and keep thousands of men in starvation and unrest. This should not be the standard of civilization. The Shudra class is less intelligent and should have no independence. They are meant for rendering sincere service to the three higher section of the society. The Shudra class can attain all comforts of life simply by rendering service to the higher class. It is especially enjoyed that Shudra should never bank money. As soon as the Shudras accumulate wealth, it will be misused for sinful activities in wine, women, and gambling. Wine, women, and gambling indicate that the population is degraded to less than Shudra quality. The higher caste should always look after the maintenance of the Shudras and they should provide them with old and used garments. A Shudra should not leave his master when the master is old and invalid, and the master should keep the servant satisfied in all respects. The Shudra must first of all be satisfied by the sumptuous food and clothing before any sacrifice is performed. In this age, so many functions are held by spending millions, but the poor laborer is not sufficiently fed or given charity, clothing, etc. The labor are thus dissatisfied, and so they make agitation. The Varnas are, so to speak, classification of different occupations, and ashram dharma is a gradual progress on the path of self-realization. Both are interrelated, and one is dependent on the other. The main purpose of ashram dharma is to awaken knowledge and detachment. The brahmachari ashrama is the training ground for the prospective candidates. In this ashrama, it is instructed that this material world is not actually the home of living beings. The conditioned soul under the material bondage are prisoners of matter, and therefore self-realization is the ultimate aim of life. The whole system of ashram dharma is a means of detachment. One who fails to assimilate this spirit of detachment is allowed to enter into family life with the same spirit of detachment. Therefore, one who attains detachment may at once adopt the fourth order, namely renounce and thus level charity only, not to accumulate wealth, but just to keep body and soul together for ultimate realization. Household life is for one who is attached, and Vanprastha and Sannyasa order of life for those who are detached from material life. The Brahmachari ashrama is specially meant for training both the attached and detached. But Prabhuji, I guess you're muted. We cannot
Yes,
hear you.
thanks. I'll mute you. Yeah. Okay. So there are 9 qualities here. Not to become angry. That's very nice. Not to lie. It's another good quality we can understand. Honest. Equally distribute wealth. Yes. Don't be partial. To forgive. Very nice. To beget children only legitimate wives. So again, honesty. To be pure in mind and hygiene in the body. Yes. Not to be inimical to anyone. To be simple and to support servants and subordinates. Yes. We should emphasize on these qualities first, and then he has given some guidance for all the classes what they're supposed to do. The Kshatriyas, he has given the guidance. Prabhupada says in any circumstance Kshatriya should not accept charity. Therefore, when Arjuna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, I live a life of begging, Krishna says, Anaryajustam. This is not accepted in the Vedic culture. As a Kshatriya, you cannot take charity. Actually, we can take charity only in the condition when you are very pure. Correct. Otherwise, it's not correct. How can you take somebody's hard-earned money and it's not pure? It's completely wrong. Just like you go to holy places, they demand money. That's nonsense. It doesn't happen in South India, but in North India, so many places you go, give me money, give me money. They demand like that. Your place, no, there is like a full, all your locality sound is there, where I switch on your mic. Chalo. No problem. Then you cannot interact. This is true, no?
I
They
will just
demand. Uh-huh.
We'll just shut the door. Just it might affect.
That's okay. Chalo. Okay. You are using a laptop, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Chalo, no problem still, I think. So, okay, otherwise you cannot interact. Modern administrators, so what happened, Prabhupada says, as charity, Kshatriyas won't accept. Only a devotee who's pure should accept. In fact, even Grihasthas don't take it. The devotee, the Grihastha, he also should not take it. So, the person should be pure to take a charity. Otherwise, he should not take a charity. It becomes papa. You're taking somebody's money, it's a big papa. Unless you are pure and engaged properly in Krishna's service. Modern administrators, and now Prabhupada is making joke of this politician, they take subscription for political. In fact, I know many people, rich people in the Mangalore city, the day they became, politicians, they after that they don't give money, they take money. They, but actually, it's a reverse thing. Kshatriyas should never give up this thing of giving. And they used to be very charitable. Any functions and all, they will give so much charity. And Kshatriya's nature is giving charity. He loves, you know, the charity is part. Daily in the morning, they used to get up, and so many sages, brahmanas will come to their house, and those who are pure, and they will ask, "Can you give us something?" So because they're very busy in spiritual cultivation and in spreading spiritual knowledge, and very happily the king will be so happy. That's called Devi Sampad and Asuri Sampad. They have Devi Sampad. They have spiritual assets. Kshatriya is only material assets. The moment he sees a real spiritualist, he's so happy. And he also receives spiritual assets from him, take instruction, take guidance, and munificently used to give charity. But proper saying, unfortunately, today it is the reverse. Okay? Okay? So we should not take professional teachers. Teacher, when he takes salary, immediately is a Shudra. Therefore, we don't find real teacher. Neither there is real respect for them. Hmm.
सही कह रहे हैं.
Correct? The moment you take money over, as a doctor also, when you take money over, therefore they don't respect the doctor, isn't it? Heart of
Yes.
the heart, they don't respect. But if this doctor is there, okay, I'll do care, but the whole atmosphere is polluted. Suppose you say, I will take care, you can pay me what you want, they will give you 1 rupee then. And they'll not come also. He's a free, isko kuch nahi aata. है ना?
Yes, Prabhu.
Isn't it? Suppose, you say, fine, I will not charge you. Huh? And the patients come to you. What you will say, you should pay. They say, no, you don't have to pay me. They'll not come only, they'll stop coming.
Yes,
Stop
Prabhu. That happens.
coming. नहीं इसको कुछ नहीं आता. You know.
They
So
think
many
something
times.
is wrong.
Huh?
There must be something fishy. There must be
Yeah.
something
What
wrong.
is wrong with him? No, maybe
Behind
first thing he
everything.
doesn't know anything. इसमें कुछ काम नहीं है, ये ऐसे ही बैठा है, time pass कर रहा है. No respect. So this atmosphere is polluted. But otherwise, in the Vedic time, the Brahmana will not ask. Not ask. And people used to know, what do I do? He made because all doctors are expert in Ayurveda, all Brahmanas are expert in Ayurveda, they're expert in Jyotish Shastra, and they were full of knowledge. The whole society was just benefited. And they were not asking anything. And they were so intelligent, they can do better work than a Kshatriya, they can do better business than a Vaishya. And what about the Shudra? They're much better. But still, they live in a very pure, simple life, practically embracing poverty as far as personal life is concerned. The people used to be shocked. Therefore, anything if they ask, they're ready to give anything to them. Correct? That's just like a child at home. You're ready to give anything if you want, if he really wants something, and if our position allows, and if it is a good desire. So similarly, these people used to be so much full of pure desires. Society, particularly kings, everybody used to be so happy, but they were not accumulating anything on top of it. So when Arjuna said non-violent, then Krishna said, what is this nonsense? Administrator. Even our Modi has gone, and Facebook, they told him to write on the wall there. And he wrote Ahimsa Paramodhama. Nonsense. It's not for Modi. It is for Brahmanas. Kshatriya means kill. If you know somebody has done a nuisance, kill him. It's like, from Pakistan, suppose the terrorist comes and he runs away, kill him. Lord Rama, when his wife was stolen, he didn't say Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. He destroyed whole Lanka, brought his wife back. So this Ahimsa is not for Kshatriyas, it is for Brahmanas. It's for ordinary people in this, like we don't take weapons in our hand. We didn't take law into our hand. Just like it happened in America, no, one person was there, no? He killed 9 people in his class and he was going to another class. What they should say? Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, you kill us also. That's madness. It's only for the sages they practice that. Okay, it is not for, it doesn't have practical terms for general public. General public is, if needed, violence, yes. Okay. And Kshatriya, definitely he has to be ready with a sword anytime. When there is a nuisance, anybody causing disturbance, punish him. Today, they are cowards actually, cowards and fools. Therefore, the rogues and thieves are not scared. Personally trained in military education, okay? They should train. Cowards should not be elevated, okay? And actually, all of them are today cowards, okay? You go when Obama is there with a sword in the same room, he will faint, What nonsense Kshatriyas, They had a photo, did you see? Then I don't want to discuss politics, but they showed Obama with a cat and Putin with a tiger. He looks more of a Kshatriya to me than this fellow. This fellow, what a holy cat and all. Not a Kshatriya. Kshatriya used to go to the forest and hunt tigers, What is this? Cowards, They're jokers for the name of Kshatriya. Kshatriyas means they are so courageous, so courageous. Monarchs are all chivalrous personalities, very chivalrous. And therefore, monarchy, and you feel really happy, monarch, the king has to be very courageous, very courageous. What is a darpok? Monarchy is only trained occupational to the king. Okay, next, let us. Prabhupada says, yeah, he should be so courageous, and when he goes to fight to punish somebody who is a crazy fellow, he'll not come back home without a wound, unless he has some life-threatening wound. Even then, they will not used to come back, actually. They used to either die on the battlefield or come victorious. Okay? But at least they should never come home without being hurt. There is some big thing. Some king came back home from the battlefield and having lost the war. So he knocked the door and he announced, I lost the war, I come back. He said, no, you'll not be my husband, because my husband will not come back losing the war. She was guarding the palace because. And Prabhupada is now taking the so-called king of today never missed the battlefield. He is very much expert in encouraging the fighting strength. And what is the encouragement for the soldiers on the ground? That's why so much soldiers desert the battlefield and run away when they are losing, because they know our king itself is hiding. They hide and have bread and butter, and poor soldiers are in battlefield. Battlefield means there is no water many times. They are struggling with life, giving up their life, and the king is sleeping and having nice butter. It's actually cheating. How we can the nonsense system it is. And you see the Mahabharata war, everybody was there in the battlefield. Even Dhritarashtra wanted to come, but he was blind, he could not come. Battle means everybody, the Bhishma was there, everybody was there. It's not a Duryodhana was hiding in his house. No, he came to the front of the battle. People don't know, forget Brahmana, they don't know how to be a Kshatriya also. The proper today, they are just gang of mercantile and laborer men. The whole machinery of the government becomes polluted. Either they are money-making people or low-class laborers, and they constitute the monarchy of today. Okay, so Kali Yuga, we do not have any arms, just like a body. There is head, there is arms, there is belly, there is legs. Correct? Legs are the Shudras, the stomach is the Vaishyas, hands are the Kshatriyas, and head is the Brahmana. Today there is no head and there is no arms, simply belly and legs. Therefore, Prabhupada said, what is the condition of the society? Correct? These things are not according to birth, it is because of the qualities. So there two are out. Now let us go to Vaishyas. The Prabhupada said the first business is protect the cows. Where are they protecting the cows? Nobody is protecting cows. So there are no Vaishyas also. Krishi, Krishna gave 3 works to the Vaishya in Gita. What are the 3 works? Krishi, Goraksha, Vanija. And they're just busy with Vanijam, but Krishna gave them two words, Krishi, to take care of the agriculture. Correct? But who is taking care of the agriculture? Nobody wants to do agriculture today. They don't even know. Correct? Nobody knows how food is grown. Correct? They don't teach it in the education also. Such a nonsense education. People should know. Everybody should know how to grow the food. And Goraksha to protect the cows. And then a business, but not business like what happens today. This is not business. This is Ugra Karma. Business is based on Krishi and Goraksha. It's not independent business. Not that we say big, this bank, their business. No, this is not. This is Ugra Karma. Simply tension. Business is done based on if there is some excess produce, if there is excess milk production, just like Nanda Maharaj used to have so many silken things and all. When Krishna is born, he distributes so much charity. From where he gets so much charity? It's not that, so much gold and all what he is distributing. No, he Vanijam is doing. Extra butter, extra milk, they distribute, exchange for silk, gold. And they're very opulently living. If you see now description, Nanda Maharaj's life, he's a Vaishya. But he's so opulent. He's giving tons and tons of gold when Krishna was born. How is he doing that? So rich. Yes, this is the natural wealth. So Prabhupada, what is the wealth today? Tin car. This is not wealth. Some plastic plate. This is not wealth. Wealth is gold. Eh? That is wealth. Wealth is grain. Wealth is milk. These are all natural produce. And today there is no wealth. When Nanda Maharaj used to give cows, even cows used to be decorated with gold. Okay? And today what? Prabhupada says even the white people can't decorate with gold. And they say they're rich. And they're advancing. He never agreed. Advancing. It's about advancing. Can't even decorate their wife with gold and he's advancing. He used to make laugh. Gold shop you go, you get sweat all over seeing the price. You may like something, you sweat seeing the price. Just imagine even cows are decorated with gold and given as gift. And the kings used to eat on a golden plate every day, and after eating they will throw that plate. They will not eat in the same plate. Look at the opulence, and the servants can collect that, Oh, rich. And today they say we are rich. Because nature is not giving. Nature has all the opulence, but it is not revealing. It is not revealing. Krishna is not revealing. That Prabhupada says so much opulence is there, but Krishna is not revealing. Okay? Because people are so degraded. There's no use of giving. Then Prabhupada is talking about Kshatriya should protect. Kshatriya should protect the citizen. Vaishya should protect the animal, particularly the cows. Animals should not be killed. Killing an animal is a symptom of a barbarian civilization. Okay? Fruits and milk. Patram, pushram, phalam. Okay? And only that prasadam we eat. And then comes to Shudra. Shudra means actually, yes. I told you the joke, no? Once I went to NITK college and they told me they were making a lot of, disturbance. So they called me somehow, please address the students. They are, too noisy. So I went to take a class and the teacher announced them, see, you people make noise in the class, and also invited Swamiji to teach you some moral science. They were really hurt and very angry at me when I entered the class. One on the right told me on the face, Swamiji, we are not bad people. We don't need moral science class. They think I'll punish them or what I'll do. So I told them, that's fine, but try to understand something. There are 4 kinds of technology. One technology is to understand Atma, Brahman, that is called a Brahmana. One technology is the administration. One technology is how to make, do business. Do you know any one of these technology? No, sir, we don't know. I said, then the last is the Shudra technology, how to bend iron. So, which is technology? Sir, we know the last technology. So what are you? The Shudras. National Institute of Shudra Technology. They were immediately so humbled. Then they were all folded. I am sitting and listening to the whole class. So we should put people where they are actually. So they're all institutes of Shudra technology. Shudra class is listened should not have any independence. Why no independence? Prabhupada is saying as soon as they get money, they only know. Yesterday it happened, the Nitte college students are telling me they got some job, and all the students, without exception, even girls, all boys, all went to the bar and they're drinking one full bottle, Chah. So degraded people, so degraded people. So in the Vedic time, these are all modern day edition of Shudras, were not given one paisa, not. They were maintained and given no independence and no money. They have to be controlled. Why? The person is so degraded. Then why the Vaishya Kshatriyas are elevated and Brahmana? Because they take an oath. That's why they are called Dvija. Dvija means they take an oath. They will not break the principles. Then they can have money. Brahmanas were given charity of money, Kshatriyas are having money, but they have taken an oath. They will never do sinful activities. But the Shudras don't take that oath. Therefore, they are called Shudra. Shudra means one born. He is not ready to take an oath to live a pure life. Okay? So then, therefore, because he is not taking an oath, he can do so. No independence, no money. So we can therefore understand. It is not by birth. It is by their lack of taking. They don't take diksha. So no, diksha means oath. I'll maintain a pure life. You can hear the kirtan, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, the proper Guru Puja started. The Shudra class can attain all comfort of life simply by rendering service to the higher class. It is especially the Shudra should never bank money. Okay? And these are the things they will do: wine, woman, and gambling. Okay? And Shudra should also not leave his master when he's, and neither the master should abandon him. So nice. Nowadays, if the company is making loss, first thing they do is they run out of the company. They have no business with the company. And company also, if they are making some loss, first thing they give pink list to the employees. Get lost, get off. There's no relation now. No relation, no gratitude, nothing. Proper say today, so many big functions. And one of the nature of the Shudras is if they give them good food, they are fully satisfied. They don't want anything more in life. There are so many big functions government does, people do. But Prabhupada said, why do they forget to feed the Shudras nicely? Okay? They should nicely feed the Shudras. So Varnas, therefore, these are all needed. Varna and Ashram needed for spiritual advancement. Brahmachari Ashram, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. Okay? So they are given. And then he said the life of attachment is Grihastha Ashram and all. And Brahmachari Ashram is the life of detachment. And therefore he says the Brahmachari Ashram, correct? Householder life on for attached. And here it is better way said. Householder life is for one who is attached, and Vanaprastha Sannyasa for those who are detached. The Brahmachari Ashram is meant for training both the attached and the detached. Done. We continue. He then explained by the divisions, acts of charity, pragmatic activities of king, and activities of salvation. Then he described the duties of women and devotees, and both briefly and extensively. Oh, it's a long purport, Mataji. Yeah, you can read yourself later. We go next. Then it described the occupational duties of a different orders and status of life, citing instances from history, where he was himself well acquainted with the truth. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, to read.
Incident mentions in Vedic literature such as Puranas, Mahabharata and Ramayana are factual historical narrations that took place sometime in past, although not in any chronological order. Such historical facts being instructive for ordinary man were assorted without chronological references. Besides that, they happen on different planets, nay, in different universes, and thus the description of the narrations
Changed. It will come, screen will come.
is sometimes measured by 3 dimensions. We are simply concerned with the instructive lessons of such incidences, even though they are not in an order of our limited range of understanding. Vishnudeva describes such narrations before Maharaj Yudhishthira and replied to his different questions.
Because now he is supporting his statements by different instances in Purana. That is how we should speak. Purana, Mahabharata, Ramayana. This is not an, Purana doesn't mean mythology as everywhere they write. It's not mythology, it's old. Purana means in North India, we know, no? क्या बोलते हैं ना पुराना है ये कपड़ा पुराना है, correct? ये घर पुराना है, ये हारमोनियम पुराना है. Purana means old. Another meaning of Purana is Puneti iti Purana, which completes the meaning. So there is no way. Another thing Prabhupada is saying here, one more thing. The Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana are factual narration, but they don't write in a chronological order. They were all focused more on philosophy. And to explain the philosophy, they are using certain historical, ancient references. Names in year one, next in year one, next in year one. They're not wasting their time like that. Just like any point is being explained, for that they are quoting different instances in the history in Puranas. Okay? So it's not a simply dead history narration in chronological order. That was not the goal. But sometimes, to some extent, you see chronology because Bhagavatam, like ninth canto, his son was this, his son was this, his daughter was this, his son was this. There's some kind of chronology there. While Bhishma was describing occupational duty, the sun course ran into the northern hemisphere. The period is desired of mystics to die at their will.
The perfect yogis or mystics can leave the material body at their own sweet will at a suitable time and go to a suitable planet desired by them. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that self-realized souls who have exactly identified themselves with the interest of Supreme Lord can generally leave the material body during the time of fire god's effulgence and when sun is in the northern horizon and thus achieve the transcendental sky. In the Vedas, these times are considered auspicious for quitting the body, and they are taken advantage of by the expert mystics who have perfected the system. Perfection of yoga means attainment of such supermental states as to be able to leave the material body as desired. Yogis can also reach any planet within no time without a material vehicle. Yogis can reach the highest planetary system within a very short time, and this is impossible for the materialist. Even attempting to reach the highest planet will take millions of years at the speed of millions of miles per hour. This is a different science, and Vishwadeva knew well how to utilize it. He was just waiting for a suitable moment to quit his material body, and the golden opportunity arrived when he was instructing his noble grandson, the Pandavas. He thus prepared himself to quit his body before the exalted Lord Sri Krishna, the pious Pandavas, and the great sages, headed by Bhagwan Vyasa, etc., all great souls.
Okay, so it's very nice. There was Madhavendra Puri when he was leaving the body. One of his disciples was serving him Ishwar Puri. Okay, and he was reading from Krishna book and reading Krishna Leela, and he was feeling so happy. And the another disciple came, Ramachandra Puri, who was a Mayavadi. Okay, and Madhavendra Puri said, "Please get out of this place. I don't want to see your face while leaving." Because this person was finding fault with Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri was crying, "I could not attain Krishna's lotus feet. I am so insignificant." Like that, as a humble Vaishnava. And Ishwar Puri was reading from the Shastra about glories of Krishna. And here this person came, "Why you are crying? Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma, you should always be smiling." So Madhavendra Puri could understand he's a Mayavadi. He said, "Get out of this place." But it's fortunate, to leave the body, seeing the devotees. Very fortunate. So there. Okay. I think what do we do now, Mataji? One more. I will read this next. It's very famous, long purport. We will read the translation and
Yes,
end today, 8 o'clock, because they are waiting
yes,
for the class now.
yes,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Thereupon that man who spoke on different subjects with thousands of meaning and who fought on the thousands of battlefield and protected thousands of men stopped speaking and being completely free from all bondage, withdrew his mind from everything else and fixed his wide open eyes upon the original personality God of Sri Krishna, who stood before him, 400, dressed in yellow garment and glittered and shine. You can repeat after me the translation. Thereupon
Thereupon,
that man
that man
who spoke on different subjects
who spoke on different
with
subjects
thousands of meanings
with thousands of
and who
meanings
fought on thousands of battlefields
and who fought on thousands of
and
battlefields
protected thousands of men
and protected thousands of men,
stopped speaking
stopped speaking,
and being completely free
and being completely freed
from all material, all bondage,
from all bondage,
withdrew his mind
withdrew his mind
from everything else
from everything
and
else,
fixed his
and fixed his
wide open eyes
wide open eyes
upon the original personality Godhead,
upon the original personality of Godhead,
Sri Krishna,
Sri Krishna,
who stood before him
who stood before him,
four-handed,
four-handed,
dressed in a yellow garment
dressed in yellow garments
that glittered
that glittered
and shined.
and shined.
Okay, now he is going to offer his prayers to Lord Krishna. Beautiful prayers which are recorded in Bhagavatam now. So he has withdrawn his mind from everything and is focusing on the Lord. Same way you have to do japa. You withdraw your mind for everything from your patients, from whatever we can think of, and just very respectfully hear the sound vibration that is japa. ठीक है माता जी. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. One more student is listening, but she has not figured out today how to come inside. Are you able
Yes.
to see how many viewers are there below?
No, Babaji, only two, me and you. I cannot see the third.
No, below me. Do you see Bhagavatam study online? No, no. Viewer links, nothing. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Right.